To talk to us more about the findings of this report, Vincent-Henri Peuch is a director of Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service. Vincent-Henri, thanks very much for speaking to France 24 today. If we understand correctly, in 2022, Europe experienced its second warmest year ever, recorded its hottest summer on record. Why is Europe heating up twice as fast as the global average? Vincent-Henri, I'm not sure if you heard me there. I was asking you why Europe is heating up twice as fast as the global average.
Yes, hi.
Hi there.
Sorry, I was not hearing. Yes, so what we observe is that Europe temperature is increasing twice compared to the global average. There are two main reasons. The first one is that the European domain includes quite a number of high latitude land masses, like Greenland in particular. And what we know is that and also sea ice in the Arctic. What we know is that with the diminishing of sea ice and the replacement of surfaces that reflect sunlight, there is an increase of temperature in high latitude. We call that Arctic amplification. And as a matter of fact, we see that the high latitude increase temperature faster than the rest of the globe. The rest, why Europe the temperature is increasing faster, is still a matter of question. What we see is that anticyclonic conditions are more frequent in the current decade, which means that there is a higher frequency of period of hot temperature, very stable weather. What we don't know exactly is whether it's a long-term trend and that will be there for a long time, or if it's a mode of variability of the weather, and that for a number of years or a decade will stay like this, and then we'll.
I mean, that was going to be my next question, Vincent-Henri, because you made reference to the Arctic this year. I mean, it's important to say it experienced its sixth warmest year on record. Greenland as well having this kind of record-breaking ice sheet melt. We still don't know whether these phenomena are permanent or not.
What we know is that, and what all the models and our data is showing, is that this is. Sorry.
No, that wasn't me. That was our background, our images that were making noise there. Go ahead, Vincent-Henri.
Yeah. So what we know is that there is a trend. There may be some variability from one year or another, but the model of physics, the observation that we have, they all point in the same direction. They all point in this direction of hotter weather and in the high latitude of reduction of sea ice and the cryosphere in general. So there is nothing.
One of the things that your report talks about is the kind of hazardous conditions for human health with these extreme weather conditions. Walk us through some of the impact that these extreme weather conditions are likely to have on human beings.
Yes, when we talk about 1.4 degrees hotter summer is a bit abstract. What is maybe less abstract is to talk in terms of days with extreme heat stress. So the heat stress is an indicator which is defined by the way human bodies react to temperature. So it's calculated from temperature, but not only wind, humidity. And when this index goes beyond a certain value, it's called extreme heat stress, and it leads to premature death in particular. And what we've seen is that the number of these extreme heat days has been recorded last year over many parts of Europe. South of Europe, it's over 2 months of extreme heat days that have been observed.
I mean, so these conditions or hazardous conditions could be very dangerous indeed for human beings. I mean, UN scientists have said that the planet has already warmed by 1.2 degrees Celsius. Where does that leave, Vincent-Henri, the Paris Climate Accord, for example, in 2015, where the aim was to kind of stay below 1.5 degrees Celsius? I mean, we're not so far off that temperature. Is it time to scrap that agreement or start again or ask for even further adjustments? What do you think?
No, I think it's time to make things happen, maybe faster. The problem is very simple. We still send emission of greenhouse gases and CO2 in the atmosphere. If we talk about the European Union last year, basically we emitted as many grams of CO2 that was done in the past year. So we are still emitting a lot. There is an ambition in Europe to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. Managing to reduce our emissions and to offset these emissions. Until the time that these emissions are offset, we are still putting more CO2 in the atmosphere. And the Paris Agreement, in my view, is really important. Whether we can reach the 1.5 to 2 degree is probably less important than the message that it's really important to act very fast, to maybe fast track all the possible measures to reduce these emission of greenhouse gases, because it's like a disease. Every year we present this state of the climate. The symptoms may be slightly different. Some years it's record, other years it's maybe third or fourth in the series, but the trend is there. And until, like the disease is cured, the emission of greenhouse gases are reduced to zero or offset to zero, okay. Then unfortunately we will present a similar report.
All right, Vincent-Henri Peuch, you're the director of the Copernicus Atmosphere Monitoring Service. Thanks for sharing your expertise with us this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.